Yay! Hi, hello everyone. Welcome to our discussion of A Court of Wings and Ruin and A Court of Frost and Starlight. So we decided to kind of put these two books together because honestly, A Court of Frost and Starlight just is like a really long epilogue. That's kind of how I explain that one, and it wraps up this storyline, so we figured we'd just do a live show for both of these, especially because there's like not a super ton to talk about for this one. So we're going to be talking about these two books. We are going to dive into spoilers. So obviously, since this is the third and fourth 3.5 in the series, we are talking spoilers for the whole series. So be warned, if you haven't read the ACOTAR series up to A Court of Frost and Starlight, there will be spoilers, so please go read the books. They're lovely. But yeah, we'll get into spoilers. So first, we usually talk about our ratings. It's no surprise to anybody. Like, I don't even need to say mine anymore, like 5 stars for both of these. It's just like a given at this point. So Christina, what did you rate? I
5 stars. 5 stars every day,
know.
all day, every single time I read them for the rest of my life.
Every
Thank
time we do that, I just laugh because it's like we just every single time we're like, we gave 5 stars. Who's surprised by that?
I think I don't think I've handed out a single 4-star this entire time.
Really?
I don't think so. I think they've all been 5s for me.
That's awesome. Tower of Dawn is a 4-star
No,
for
Tower
me.
of Dawn. I realized it's.
Yeah, that one's a 4-star for me. Still love it, but
I
you
rated
know.
it 5, but I gave it 4.5.
Oh, okay. Hello, thanks for joining us. Hi, Tyler. Hi, Kim. I know Kim's been waiting to discuss. I'm really excited to have you here. Haven't read A Court of Silver Flames
So
yet,
good.
Tyler. You are in
It's so good.
for such a treat. I can't wait to get to that one, to reread it and to discuss it. It's my number 2. My number 2 favorite book of all time. Um after Aftermath, of course. So,
It's so good.
yeah. All right. Well, we can just like dive right into the
So
discussion. So, again, spoilers for everything starting now. So we Oh, Tyler said, oh, he meant A Court of Frost and
Frozen
Starlight.
Starlight.
I see. Well, you should read that one too because
Yeah.
it's well, there will be spoilers for that one, but there's not like a ton that happens in that one that you can really spoil, I guess.
Yeah.
But hi, Rachel.
Hi.
Tyler. Yeah, okay. All right. All right. Sorry, I jumped the gun there.
As it should be your favorite book.
Hello. All right. So let's get into it. So we start off in A Court of Wings and Ruin with Feyre back in the Spring Court. So we know how A Court of Mist and Fury ended, and she gets taken away, and she has like kind of infiltrated. She's trying to pretend that she doesn't care about Reese and the inner circle, and that she's like happy to be back in the Spring Court and happy to be back with Tamlin, when in reality she's gone there to take them all down. So I personally love the vengeance. Like it's very relatable to me. Like, wouldn't care about anything else but getting my revenge. So I really like that part.
I just,
Um,
you know what? Feyre surprises me
why?
every time because it's like you never like. How is it that this tiny human turned Fae, now High Lady of the Night Court, goes undercover with all these magical abilities and like does it justice? Like she knows how to tug on emotions. She knows how to like manipulate certain situations so that they turn out the way that she planned them to turn out to be. It's
Yeah.
like
Her plotting when she's in the Spring Court is just like next
oh
level.
god,
I just love it. I love her because she's always like 2 steps ahead of them.
so good. She's so
Um,
good.
there's the scene with Ianthe, especially where Ianthe is gonna make like this, big display of how like powerful she is and how the mother is like shining down on her and she's gonna have the sun rise
Mhm.
behind her and Feyre like moves it around so it shines on her
Yep.
instead. And Ianthe gets so mad about it. It's hilarious.
Ianthe. I hate Ianthe.
Oh my god, Ianthe can choke. I can't. I
I
can't.
hate her. Hate
Yeah,
her.
yeah. She also does like the manipulation with Tamlin, um, to get him to do like that big explosion, so then the people start to like turn on him
Yeah.
basically and not trust him. Um, which again, like I think is brilliant because I just love seeing him get yanked around because I hate him so much.
I hate Tamlin. I think oh my god, I literally sent Hannah a whole story just saying, "I hate Tamlin." And Hannah responds, "Tamlin can choke."
Tamlin can choke. I hate him so much.
I hate Tamlin. I hate him so much, like,
I know there's
so
people
much.
that think that there's, like, moments in this book and in, A Court of Frost and Starlight where they're like, "Oh, hopefully he gets a redemption because he's, like, pouting," and I'm just like, "Honestly, he could
No.
die." I don't feel
Yeah,
any sort of anything for him.
no emotional connection. I don't want a redemption arc for Tamlin.
Me either.
I want him to choke.
Yeah. He can die.
He
Like,
can. I'm perfectly fine if he dies. He can die in his sleep.
he can die
He
in a
can
way
die.
that can be seen as, like,
Yeah,
being redemptive, but, like,
that's
then he
fine.
can, like, go.
He can die. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with his death.
Yeah. Yeah, her
Yeah, I
pretending to
know.
love Tamlin,
It was so
I
hard. It was so hard
oh,
to read.
and then when she's, like, doing, like, the mind communication with, Reese, you saw Cammy's comment, didn't you?
Yeah.
I'll pop it up in a second. But when she did the mind communication with Reese and, like, Reese knows that she has to, like,
To pretend.
talk to Tamlin and pretend to love him, like, oh, it's just so icky. No one expects her to be this way, they always underestimated her humanity,
Mhm.
yeah.
Exactly.
And I feel like they just underestimated her in general.
Yeah,
Like, they
like,
just think that
always.
she's supposed to be, like, this dumb trophy wife
Mhm.
that doesn't care about anything, and they just treat her like an object. Hi, Kimmy. Here's this comment.
Yeah.
Yep, yep. Yeah, he can choke. I just don't care about him at all.
I hate him with my entire existence. He's just so terrible. Like, honestly,
Yeah.
he's not
He
worth
makes
it.
me so angry later in ACOWAR as well.
He got me angry so much in this book.
Yeah, I hate him.
So much in this book. Like I already hated him in Akamath, but oh my god, y'all. In this book, his moments where I just wanted to slap the heck out of his name on the page.
Yep.
Like
He is so
yes,
selfish. He's so, like,
I completely agree.
arrogant too, like, he's so self-absorbed. Oh god, I just hate
And
him.
like he can't
He
see
acts like a
anything
child.
other than the way that it affects him. It's like you're High Lord of the Spring Court. So instead of the people that you should be defending, you care that your feelings are butthurt?
Tyler, how dare you?
No, I don't want it. Don't
Um,
bring that into existence.
I never even considered
Me
that.
neither. No.
I don't think that that'll be a thing. I think that Sarah J. Maas has assassinated his character beyond, like, repair to
Yeah, you can't. You
make
can't.
her fans want to pick up a book by him or,
No.
like, from his point of view. So, I think it's possible that she'll do, like, a redemption arc,
She may.
um,
Maybe like a novella,
but, like,
maybe.
in a way that's, like, not, you know
I don't think it'll be the star of the book. I think it'll be probably like a redemption arc between a plot line in a book, but
what I'm hoping for is, 1, we either just, like, see he just dies.
guys.
Just dies. Or Or an alternative that I would also be okay with is his redemption arc is doing something where he's like helping the inner circle or helping somebody we actually do care about and then dying because of that.
We want him
That I'll
dead.
allow. And I promise you I will not shed a single tear.
Nope. Not even a little bit.
Might even go a little whoop whoop. Hated him in ACOMAF too, but in ACOWAR he's worse.
He's worse. He's so much
I
worse.
really hated him in ACOMAF, but in ACOWAR I got like I would slap a bitch. If he was in the same room as me, I would straight up dick punch him. Like I could not.
Like I hated everything. Everything about him.
I think SJM wanted to give him a redemptive arc, then I think if she wanted to give him a redemptive arc, then she would have an ACOWAR. Yeah, I think sorry, there's a little fly flying around me. I think that people tend to think that his actions in ACOWAR are like his redemption arc because he helps Feyre and Azriel save Elaine when she gets captured, and then he helps Rhys in the end, which again we'll get to all of that. But those are like the two things where they're like, see, he's not so bad, and I'm like, yeah, but not so bad is not so good. Like
like
because
he's not...
he did the bare minimum, he gets a gold star. Like I don't think so.
It just I don't want one.
I don't want one. He's good. Typhoon. I don't understand people that are sympathizers with Tamlin. I truly don't.
Either. Like I don't understand.
I literally just don't get it. I don't want to get it either, honestly.
Me neither. I never will.
Okay, so we get the revenge on Ianthe when Ianthe is like sexually harassing and sexually assaulting Lucien. And Feyre breaks into her mind and makes Ianthe crush her own hand. And then like tells her you're never allowed to touch anybody like that ever again. If you do, you're gonna have to crush your hands again or whatever. And then in that moment, so first, like this is when Feyre is about to flee the Spring Court and go back, and everything would be fine, but she has to help out Lucien. Then freaking the Highburn people, Dagden and Branna, they like have been poisoning everybody basically so that they can't use their magic. And so Feyre and Lucien then are on the run. And they end up killing those two, which is badass. But then they're on the run with no magic, trying to escape the Spring Court like fugitives. And they have to go through the different territories. And they end up getting caught, kind of, by the Lucien's brothers, by the Autumn Court. And this scene, it lives rent-free in my head when they're on the ice and they're like surrounded by the brothers, and then Cassian and Azriel come. I love that. I love that part so much. One of my favorite parts. Loved it. Oh, I missed a comment. No, okay, he helped, but he wasn't happy about it and didn't really do it out of the goodness of his heart. He was like, well, I'm here. So, yeah, pretty much. Yes, that was what it was. Yeah, that's one of my favorite parts.
I loved it. So fun.
Lucien is her BFF. She couldn't let him be hurt. Lucien is an angel. I love him with my whole heart. Yeah, I like Lucien. I know there's a lot of people that are like, they don't like him. And I honestly, the way he acted in ACOMAF, I'm still annoyed with him.
I agree.
A little bit, but I definitely have a soft spot for him too. Like, I think he just made a mistake. He just made a bad call.
He did.
And he kind of, paid the price for that because he lost like his best buddy. Wasn't even that good to begin with.
Best buddy.
Yeah, I love Feyre and Lucien's friendship. Even though it's a bit strained in this book, I love their friendship. That scene is so iconic.
It is. It's so good.
I remember screaming the first time I read that. I know. I remember like as soon as it's like a shadow and she's like, not a shadow. An Illyrian warrior. I was like, no!
I remember the first time I read it. I think it was like 2 years ago, maybe, when I read it for the first time. I remember I was in bed and I read that. I was like this, like going crazy.
I know. like shaking my book like I love it.
Freaking out. I love that part. And it made me feel the exact same way this time I read it too.
Yeah, I just love that part. What page? 121. I have so many freaking annotations here, but that part, literally, I wrote. I don't know. Oh my god, I just love
Oh,
it.
that's great.
Oh, and then he says, "I suggest you drop my lady." Like, I just love it.
And then she announces that she's High Lady of the Night Court.
Yep, and that's when she says it. Yep, and then they say like there is no such thing as a high lady, and she's like, "Well, there is now, bitch." I love that part so much. I was terrified when the brothers found them. Fully thought they would be taken. Yeah, I know. The first time I read it, I was like, "You cannot be serious! They finally escaped the spring court, which I've been waiting for over 100 pages for, and now they're gonna get captured again." Oh, I really care about Lucian, but don't wish him harm. I feel like that is like what most people feel is they just like don't feel
like
anything
Lucian.
towards him.
I like him.
I like him.
Yeah.
I want to see like who he's gonna be with.
Me too. That's what I want to
Because
see.
obviously he's Elaine's mate.
Yeah.
But we see throughout ACOWAR that she really does not want anything to do with him, and I'm very curious to see if that is going to change and like they'll work it out, and it'll be kind of like a
I wonder what's gonna happen.
like a strangers to friends to lovers situation,
Yeah.
like a reluctant lovers,
I also
or
feel
if
like
he will be with someone else.
I don't know if it's me, but I feel like if we do get Elaine, which I do think we're gonna get maybe an Elaine POV, I think that might be the last book. I think that'll be the last book.
Elaine's point of view.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just curious to see. I want to know all the ships. I want to know
Me
because
too.
I have my
Oh,
own theories and I have my own ships that I'm rooting for.
I have a
But
specific ship.
yep.
Will not say.
We'll not talk about it now, but yeah.
No. But I have a very specific ship, okay?
I have a very specific ship. We'll talk about it another
Yes,
time.
yes, we will. So I think we have the exact same opinion on it.
Yeah. All right. Also, Tamlin is his BFF and saved him and wanted him when no one else wanted him. I think he doesn't want to go against him. It's like being between a rock and a hard place. Yeah, because Tamlin's basically been his family for the last century.
Yeah,
because his family fucking sucks. So I do get that, but I think he made some bad calls. Screamed when they appeared. That's my man, wreck my plans. Daddy Cassian.
Love Cassian.
I love it. I don't want Lucian with Elaine, but I also don't want Az with Elaine. Yeah, there's a lot of little moments between Azriel and Elaine in this one, like, and in Akamath too, like, just like very small, brief moments
like
that
subtle.
people ship them, but Az and Elaine is not my preferred ship.
No.
But I will say this, Sarah J. Maas is gonna make me love whoever she's gonna make me love. If she wants Az and Elaine to be together, she will make me love that ship.
She
Like,
will.
If that's what she ends up
She
writing.
has the power.
If she ends up writing Lucian and Elaine, she will make me love that ship. Like, she just,
she has the power to do so. She will do it. And I don't care who ends up with who.
Yep.
I know I'm gonna love it when
I'm gonna love it either way. I have a ship. I have ships that I'm rooting for, but if they get, blown apart by cannonballs because Sarah J. Maas has other plans, like, so be it. There's only one correction. Cammy and I, we've talked about this. Cammy and I, we're on the same ship. We're below deck on that ship. What?
I think Cammy and I have spoke about it too.
Okay, I think just from what you're saying, I'm like, I see you. We're on that ship together.
I want it so bad.
I do care who ends up with who. I'm curious, Christina, to know your thoughts on Elaine.
I don't like her.
Because a lot of people like don't like her and are like, she's boring as hell. Or they really like her. Or they're like, lukewarm about her. I want to know what you think.
I don't like Elaine. I don't like her. I don't dislike her. I really just she's such a little pity princess to me. Like she irritates my soul. Cuz it's like I get it. Things happen to you, honey boo boo. Deal with it. Like I get it. Like I get it for a certain amount of time, but it doesn't stop.
I think she has a lot of room for character growth, but she's also so different from anyone, any
It's
other like female main character that Sarah J. Maas has ever written. All of Sarah's like female main characters are like these badass women. They take no shit. Like, and Elaine is like this, you know, coddled, pretty,
baby.
like
She's a
you
baby.
doesn't get dirty, doesn't yeah, she like needs to be babied. So
She's so
I'm curious
coddled.
to see what she's gonna do with her story. But I like Elaine, but I don't love her. I feel like I could love her if she gets character growth, but at this point in time, I'm like, I like Elaine, but I don't love her. So
I have mixed feelings on Elaine. I don't like her very much. I will say that. I think she is so needy
I
that
just think that she's just been coddled her whole life, and
yeah,
that's all she
that's
knows.
the
And I
thing
feel
though.
like that's gonna be where her character growth comes from. Is like she's gonna be like, enough. I am allowed to do this on my own, and she's gonna go do something, and like her character's gonna grow from that. But she's been coddled her whole life.
Yeah, I mean that's a good point. She has been coddled her entire freaking life. Like she hasn't
Yeah,
had to work for anything she's ever had.
yeah.
But I don't hate her.
Yeah, I don't hate her. I like her, but I understand when people say that she's boring because she's right now kind of boring. Um, I do not like Cassian with Nessa. She treats him so horribly. Um, sorry, but I disagree.
I do too.
I love their moments, and I will say too, I am a huge fan of hate to love and bully romances. So I like that she's mean to him.
Yeah, I have to agree. I'm a big hate to love person. It's probably one of my favorite tropes to
Yeah.
read.
And I love Nesta. She's one of
Yeah,
my favorite characters of all time, and I
same.
think that people um that tend to not like her just like don't really give her the benefit of the doubt.
Yes, yes,
And don't like read into things very much. They just see like how she can be mean, and she can be really
she
cruel.
can be.
But
I
there's
agree.
always something else behind that.
The thing that I love about Cassian though is the way that he knows how to like handle Nesta. Like he
And
knows
push
how
her
to scratch
buttons.
her back, right? Like he knows how to dig in deep with Nesta, literally. And it's like, y'all, like that's why I love them so much though, because Nesta knows that no matter what she says, Cassian's gonna have a comeback to it. Cassian's gonna give her some run for her money. And she loves that.
And he is like he is the epitome of a golden retriever boy where he's
Literally.
just like so lovable and you just
I love
want like the
him.
best from him. So it's like golden retriever boy and then like mountain lion girl.
Literally.
Like the sassy. Oh, I love
I
them.
love Nesta.
There's one Sarah ship that I hated, but it's not in this series and it's not Endgame. So she knows her opinion. Tyler, can you message me what
I want to know what
message
it
me what ship that is that you're talking about? Because I think we're on the same wavelength here. Yeah, I think
is.
all the three of us we're definitely all on the same ship.
Blasphemy.
Yeah. I don't hate Elaine, but I don't care for her.
Exactly. Same. I don't really care for Elaine. I have no emotion toward her.
Elaine needs to get it together. Super naive characters get on my nerves after a while with no development. Yeah, I think the fact that we've not had her point of view and she's really a side character.
She
Like
is.
she's not like doesn't play a huge role
We
in
don't
these
get a
books
POV from her at
so
all.
far. Yeah, I think when we get more from her, and especially if we get into her mind,
Mm-hmm.
it'll
Yeah,
make people enjoy her character more.
I completely agree with you on that.
Yes, no Nesta hate in this chat. My baby Nesta, I will protect her with my life.
I love her so much.
I think Elaine has been traumatized and is learning how to deal with it, as relates to a lot of what she has gone through. Yeah,
Yeah, I
they go
agree.
through a lot of trauma.
They do. A lot.
I'm rereading ACOWAR right now, and honestly, it's weird seeing Nesta and Elaine then to seeing where they end up. Yeah, I agree. The development is crazy, so I think her arc will be just as awesome as the others. Yep, I agree.
I completely agree.
Elaine also is
Yes!
young. She's in her 20s. Grow up. Yeah.
I completely agree. That is one of my pet peeves.
I
She's
think
so
this is
funny.
again
And
because
she's
she's
acting
been
a
babied her
baby.
whole life. Everybody looks out for her, everybody takes care of her, everybody shelters her so much that she hasn't had the chance to do anything. So I am curious to see that growth. At least I hope there's growth.
She reads so young. I completely agree with you. She reads so young.
Yeah. Can't imagine what it would feel like to feel like you're going insane and actually seeing future events. Yeah, we haven't gotten to that, but Elaine is
Yeah.
a seer, and she has moments too where she's like, it seems like she's talking like crazy talk. Like it
Mhm.
seems like she's gone absolutely mad, and they're like, "Oh shit, like what happened?" And then we later realize that she's a seer. I think that that is so awesome, and I
I
think
love
it's
it.
kind of funny that we're talking about like how sheltered she is and how people protect her because literally when she went in the cauldron was like, "Look at this sweet little baby bean. I need to protect her. I'm gonna give her a gift." And so the cauldron like gifted her with the
Gifted.
ability to see the future. And then Nesta goes in and she's like, "Bitch, if I'm going to hell, you're going with me." And she
Taking
totally
everything you
takes out
got.
the cauldron. It just is like exactly what those two characters are like. Oh, it just makes me laugh.
Love it.
Um, literally, their banter is the reason I want to get to
You should.
yeah. Oh, it's so much fun too. Like I know we'll get to it. I want to talk about A Court of Frost and Starlight too, but a lot of people hate on that book. It's the lowest rated Sarah J. Maas book, I think. And I love it. It is a delight.
It's
So
just people hate on it for what it's not. But like nothing happens in this book. It's not supposed to. It's a novella.
yeah, I think
Just
people,
a
yeah,
novella. Like people hate on it because nothing happens, nothing like changes, nothing. I'm like, it's a novella. She wrote it so you can get more of the characters. That was the whole purpose of it. Like, there was nothing like she finished everything off in ACOWAR that she wanted to finish off. She was just giving you a little bit more of all the characters, and I loved it. I loved seeing it. Like,
yeah,
you can't not. You just want to be with the characters. That's all it is.
yeah. I just think of it like a really long epilogue. I don't always need like the doom and gloom. And honestly, I'm so attached to all of these characters
I think that's
that
actually
I
fun.
would literally read a full length novel of them just living their lives in Belarus. Like going to shows at a theater and Feyre doing painting classes and shit. Like I don't need to have a plot to be with these characters. She can freaking write about them like Elaine's gardening. I'll read that shit. Like I don't care. Like I just want to be with these characters. So
I
I loved it,
agree.
but I know a lot of people were like, "There's no point to this," and it was like, "But that was the point of
That's
it." Was
exactly. That's why I
that
get
was the
so
point,
annoyed. It's like the point is that there is no point. There's no
right?
plot. There's not supposed to be one.
I
They're
think the people,
happy. Let
I
them
think
be happy.
the people that their main critique is like, "Where's the plot?" It's like, why did you read a novella then? Like, what
There's
did you
no
think was gonna
plot.
happen? You think there was gonna be another freaking battle and that like
There's no
no.
plot to it. There's not supposed to be one.
Uh true, but making him feel worthless like his countrymen is really hard to stomach.
Yeah,
I liked it.
loved it.
But also like at the same time I'm like so protective of Cassian too. So like when he gets bullied, I'm like, not him, not my
I
sweet baby
know.
bean.
But Nesta, man, Nesta has
Yeah, she's
her.
got her own stuff she's working
Yeah,
through.
like Cassie was the least of her worries.
Which is again, like Kim, I'm so curious for when we do the A Court of
Sif.
Silver Flames read, like, because obviously that's Nesta's book. Like, I'm so curious to see how you're gonna feel during that.
Kim
Um,
hasn't read ACOSF, has she?
I don't think so.
Yeah, because
Have you,
I
Kim?
felt
Let us
very
know.
similarly before ACOSF. I was not Nesta's biggest fan. When I realized that we were getting a Nesta POV, I was actually happy because I didn't see that coming.
I have been a Nesta fan since the end of ACOWAR.
I was not
At
one.
the beginning of ACOWAR, I was like, this bitch, like, I did not like her. And then when I heard that she, like, fought the glamour that Taylor put on and then went and searched for Feyre, I'm like,
Yeah,
you know what?
that did it for me too.
I'll die for her.
I wasn't her biggest fan. I will say that.
A lot of people weren't, though, because she is, like, prickly. She's, you know.
She's a bitch.
Yeah, and I that's what I love about it is, like, people, I almost said it too just now, is that she's, like, hard to love. But I don't like saying that because, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I just, because I love her just so much that I don't want to say she's hard to love.
I do love her so much, but I will say that my love mainly stems from this reread. Because when I reread ACOWAR, I was like, whoa. I don't remember feeling this way about Nesta the first time I read it. Because the first time I read ACOWAR, I hated her. And then I'm over here reading it like, yes, bitch out, Nesta. I'm happy.
I love it.
I love her snarkiness.
Oh, yeah. Let me check this real quick. I just want to see. Yeah.
I want
to know. I'm literally okay, Christina. I'm literally just gonna message you right now, like a quote of what he sent. Made me laugh.
Please. I just need to know because I
love it. I was on that wavelength, Tyler. I thought that that's what you were gonna say, but just ends it with barf.
Yep. Okay, yep.
You're literally the same. Can't wait to reread Accent. Oh my god, I literally can't wait.
I can't wait either.
I love that book so much. Do you think it's possible to have more than one mate?
I've never thought about it.
Ooh, that's a good question.
I don't know. I'd be on board with it. Honestly, like, it just has not, I've not thought of that, but that would be like a twist. It would be a twist.
Can you imagine?
Yes. Sarah J. Maas can pull it off.
Sarah J. Maas.
She can do it. She
could pull it off too, because, like, oh, that would be so much tea.
Oh my god, I can't even imagine.
I don't know if I think it, like,
I don't know.
Do I think it's
I've never thought about it.
Maybe. I literally have not thought about it.
I've never even, like, considered that.
Yeah,
That's so interesting. ACOFAS.
I don't know what you mean by that. I'm trying to follow your train here, and I don't know what you mean by that. I want Elaine's point of view of being in the cauldron. Yeah.
I do too.
I just want more from her.
I do too.
Oh, this is a different thought. ACOFAS. Cammie just recently read ACOFAS and didn't end up liking it because she said it was boring.
Yeah, I get it.
That blows my mind, Cammie, because of how much you love those characters. Like, that just blows my mind. Oh,
it is.
It's God tier. It's so good.
So good.
Started it, but hasn't got far into it.
Keep going. It got so much better.
This is my favorite Sarah J. Maas lead. It's so hard to pick.
It is hard to
pick. If I had to pick, it would be between Nesta and Aelin.
Okay, same.
So, but some days I say one and sometimes I say the other, so it's hard for me to choose. It's probably I was just about to say one and then I was like, wait. That's how I pick. So
I will say that if I had to choose them, that would be hard.
See, okay, I know I've told you this before, Christina, and I'm gonna make you suffer. So for everyone watching this, whenever we finish all of Sarah J. Maas's books, we're going to do a final live show talking about every book. So spoilers for every single book she's ever written or published. And then we'll have some like special guests on, and I'm going to ask everybody to like rank their Sarah J. Maas books. Christina. It's like gonna take so long. I've tried working on it and I like whip out a list and then I'm like, ooh, I could move these around, but I'm gonna make everybody rank it. And then I want like top 5 favorite characters. I know. I just want to see what people are gonna say. I'm so curious because it's so hard to pick.
I can't. Do you know how many times I've like debated over my my favorite Sarah J. Maas book? Some days I say Crescent City. Some days I say ACOWAR. Some days I'm like, no, ACOFAS has my whole heart. And then I'm like, I would die and breathe for House of Sky and Breath.
I'm so excited to see what your list is gonna be.
I'm not. I'm gonna be here
you might want to start working on that now.
I'm gonna hurt myself because of it.
Your brain is gonna explode.
My brain is gonna shrink. Talk about explode. It's gonna just shrink on itself. It's gonna give up on life.
I understand she has her own issues that she is working through. However, it's the constant back and forth growth that is so frustrating to me. It started all the way back in book 1. Oh, I see what you mean. I know a lot of people that was their gripe too, was like, you made progress with Nesta's character in A Court of Mist and Fury or in A Court of Wings and Ruin. Like, especially we see her starting to soften up a little bit.
Yeah.
And then we see like she expresses her feelings for Cassian at the very end. And then we're starting in ACOFAS where she's like back to being shielded and very guarded with him. So a lot of people were frustrated that she like takes a step back, but like she went through some shit. If not, I'd be sad for Lucian, to be honest. I'm just so curious who he's gonna end up with.
Like I
just want him to be happy. I do like him. I want him to be happy.
I'm sure he's going to end up with someone. I just have I want to know who.
Yeah.
I don't have a single inkling as of who that may be.
Yeah.
I don't know.
For Lucian, you mean?
Yeah. Like, I'm sure he'll end up with someone.
I was gonna say, it was because we do meet her in these books. Vasa. We're just jumping all around in this live show. Normally, actually, no, that's not even true. Normally, we just jump all around and do whatever we want. But okay, so
I was like, where's she going with this normally?
So we meet Vasa. She's one of the human queens. And she's been cursed to be a firebird, which is like Lucian's magic is fire. And they're both redheads. They have like the cutest ginger kids.
Right!
And they are like working together. Like he goes to find her, and like especially in A Court of Frost and Starlight, he like alludes to Lucian, Vasa, and Jurian being like the band of exiles. And like whenever he talks about her, it's like he has like the smirk on his face, or he talks about her fondly. So I'm like, I'd be okay with that. But she's human, so somehow something would have to happen. I don't know if maybe with her curse, because she's cursed to be a firebird by day or firebird by night or something. I can't remember which one it is. Human by night, firebird by day, or something like that.
I think it was by night.
Okay. Wait, I'm just gonna trust you on that. I second guessed myself, and now I feel like I don't even know who she is.
Shut up. Wait, it makes sense.
Right? Like, that's why I'm like, I could see it. And then, like, I kind of want them to be a triple. The band of exiles. Yeah. Lucian, Vasa, and Jurian.
I can see it.
Yeah. I can see it. But Lucian is Elaine's mate, so, like,
I don't know how that would work.
How would that work? Because he's obviously always going to feel, like, some sort of pull towards her.
I want another Sarah J. Maas book to look forward to. Like, look at me, I'm having like convulsions.
I so desperately want to get the release date
for the next
book by the end of the year.
Me too. I really want a release day.
I
Just
just
so I
want
can,
something, yeah.
like, I need that excitement. I need to take the day off. I need to just know that there's something good is going to happen next year.
I just need something to look forward to. What am I living for here, Sarah?
Honestly. Okay? Like, it's almost February. I haven't had a single February in a very long time without a Sarah J. Maas book.
You know what's coming this February, though? The remarketing of the Throne of Glass series.
Throne of Glass.
The new covers. That's coming out on Valentine's Day.
That'll be nice.
Which, of course, I'll buy because
I mean, duh.
she's got me in a chokehold.
I will buy everything, everything, and anything.
Yeah, I mean, like, over here, that whole shelf, that is from top to bottom, is all Sarah J. Maas. So,
my shelves are a crazy hot
what's
mess.
a girl to do? I feel like we would have heard about it by this point, right? Maybe.
Probably, but I'm going to.
I feel like that's one thing that's going to be like the big mind-blowing twist, though, is like it's not been mentioned, but it's also not been mentioned that it's not possible.
That's a good point.
So, can you imagine it being like all of a sudden something happens with Vasa and she gets turned into Faye and Lucian's like, "You're my mate." Oh! I don't know.
We'll be like deja vu.
I'm sure there's fanfic out there somewhere.
Hey, you never know.
But would it work with how territorial the males are? That's a good point.
It's a very good point, Kim.
Because they'd have to share.
They're
And
not
how would that work?
black.
Because freaking Reese was ready to kill Cassian when he made a joke, even though he knew he was kidding. I feel like y'all know who I'm thinking of for more than one mate. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think.
I just second guessed myself because I thought I knew. I think I know.
I think I know, but now you're making me second guess.
Wait.
Cammy, can you message us?
I think I know, but I'm second guessing myself.
I think I know, but now I'm questioning it. So excited to reread ACOWAR and love my gal Nesta so much. I like her so much because she's complex and flawed. She doesn't always say or do the right thing. I think she's a really well written character. Yeah, 100%. I love Nesta. I love how flawed she is, and I
just
love her point of view when we get to it. I know we're not there yet, and I'm jumping the gun, but I just love her so much. I just think she's one of the most relatable characters ever.
On a personal, I was gonna say the same exact thing. I've never related to a character ever so much in my life. Like every time I pick up this book, I cry because I know what she's feeling, or that she is literally putting my feelings into words that I can't articulate into words myself.
Yeah.
Like it's so relatable for me that I love her so much because I see myself in her in a way.
Yeah. Yeah, she's oh my god. I just know when we get to it, I know again I'm jumping the gun, but when we do the A Court of Silver Flames live show, I'm gonna have a box of tissues next to me.
Me too.
And I hope that you guys that are gonna watch that are gonna be okay with seeing me like ugly cry and like my cracky voice when I'm reading quotes and stuff because I'm gonna be so emotional.
That's gonna be a long live show. Like
oh yeah, it's gonna be just as long as ACOWAR.
That's gonna be a long live show. I'm excited.
Yeah, it's gonna be a doozy. Not the audience for it. Really don't like one short story. It's about A Court of Frost and Starlight. Yeah. That's the hands down. Yeah, I could have guessed that easily. And Bryce, second place, Bryce.
I love Bryce.
I love Bryce. Emily, right?
No.
Listen, I'm gonna make people do this. I want you to do it because I'm so curious, and I know it's gonna be hard. I know it. I literally, because I'm gonna make myself do it too.
She's going to trigger a psychological.
I know we're all gonna have a full breakdown because of this.
Oh my god.
Oh shit! Top 5 favorite characters. Yep. And Cammy, you're gonna be one of our special guests. I've talked to you about it before, but if you forgot, I'm reminding you now. So start working on your list, girlfriend.
I'm gonna need so long for that list.
I know, right? Need to reread Crescent City, but I love Bryce too. You know what, Tyler? we're doing a Sarah J. Maas read along, and we're gonna reread Crescent City. You should join us.
Do you know I've actually lost count how many times I've read Crescent City? I think 3, but possibly 4.
You've read it how many times this year?
I think I've read it 3 times this year.
Yeah.
I think either 2 or 3, one or the other.
You're a hoot.
I don't know.
I love it. You're like, I'm in a slump. What should I read?
Crescent
House
City.
of Sky and Breath.
I do it every time.
Again.
I do it every time. Ugh,
I can rank these books so easily, Tyler. Look at you.
Easily?
Got it right here.
What kind of psychopath are you?
I like the top 3 though. I'm digging it.
Okay. I have to read Kingdom of Ash.
I feel that's more realistic. I've made progress. Know my mental health and life outlook, attitude, etc., and slipped back into being miserable at points too. Yeah. A miserable bee.
Me too. That was me today.
Would Nesta allow Elaine to be with Lucian? I see. This is the things I want to explore. I feel like because Nesta is so protective of Elaine, I feel like that's one of the things that has been like sheltering Elaine.
I agree.
So I'm very curious to see that explored. Yep, I think that would be part of Elaine's development. Took the words right out of my mouth, Tyler. Oh, seen people ship Elaine with more.
I have seen this.
You know, I actually have seen this, but that was before. That was like several books ago, and now there's another. There's all kind. There's
a bunch of ships.
I will say this one, and listen. Do I think it's gonna happen realistically? Absolutely not. But would I be here for it if it was? 100%. Eris and Asriel. Can you imagine? Listen. Is it gonna happen? No. No, it's not gonna happen. But if it did, I would eat that shit up like candy.
I have an Asriel ship in my head that I don't want to go away.
I do too.
But wait, is your ship
imagine? They hate each other so much. And like the way that Asriel is with Eris in this book, and like how much he hates Eris, every single time Eris walks in, Asriel is instantly pissed. That would be the best tension ever. And Eris is always like smirking at Asriel. It's not gonna happen. I know that, but like, can you imagine? I'd be here.
I don't want to. I have an Asriel ship. I really want to happen.
I know. I do too. I do too. That's the ship. I think that's the ship. I think that's the one. But I'll be here for whatever she tells me.
I'm gonna put my ship in the private chat.
Maybe Elaine will want to get in on that action. Does she usually publish every single year? Has she taken breaks? So she was actually just on maternity leave.
Yes.
So she has been taking a break, but she used to publish one book every year. And then there was one year where she published 2, which was when she published The Court of Frost and Starlight. And then Kingdom of Ash?
Possibly.
Or Tower of Dawn? I don't remember. But she used to do one a year, was like her typical thing. And now that her books are getting longer and more like in depth, and now that she has a following that will wait with bated breath for however long we need, she's kind of taking her time to make sure it's like the best book possible to release. So it's like been, I feel like, a year and a half to 2 years in between books. But that part of that is the publishing industry and like the production of the books. And with the COVID delays, that like supply demand delays and stuff like that, things were getting pushed back.
I mean, she's also doing, Cammy made a good point. She is also doing the show. So.
Yeah, she's also writing the ACOWAR show, and she just had her second kid. So like, she's starting to slow down on the releases, but.
But she will make the next. I mean, we all know the next book coming out is Crescent City 3. So
Yeah, she
I
did announce that.
yeah, I just want that book in my hands.
Sorry,
Yep.
responding. Yeah. I gotta find the comments now. Dang, the comments be popping. You guys are on fire. I'm loving this.
Fire today.
I love it. Or because they're immortal, he loves and heals with his trouble. And millions of years later, he can relate to each
Other
millions of years later.
millennia and
Yeah. Either give me a TV show update or a book update. Give us something. Listen, I've said it before and I'll say it again. I do not want any TV show ever. I hope it gets canceled. Okay. That was mean because I know people are excited about it. But I don't want to have any TV news. I don't want to know who they cast, which I know I'm going to end up seeing eventually because, like, how can I not? But I'm never going to watch it. I don't want to hear any changes. I don't want nothing because no one will ever replace how those books are in my head and how they are in my heart too.
yeah,
Okay?
like
So I just know, even if it's an amazing adaptation, I don't want it. I don't want it. So
I will watch it, but
I want only book updates.
I'm so hesitant to watch it. I have no high hopes. My hopes are my expectations are so low. They're hitting the damn floor, okay? Like they're so low for the
I
TV
think
show.
it has the potential to be a great TV show for other people.
Yeah.
Not for me.
For people that are as obsessed as we are, I think it'll be great.
I
But
think
for us, we're just so nitpicky.
Yeah.
Also, I'm very scared.
And I don't want to picture it any other way than how I've been picturing it in my head.
But I'm also very scared because a lot of certain SJM fans are brutal.
They really are.
People are brutal, especially some people that follow, like some people that are a part of SJM community. Like, y'all, some of these people are brutal and literally will make people cry.
They bullied that one actress off the internet. That was
because
insane.
She followed Sarah J. Maas, and everyone went after her.
Everyone blew up.
To play the character.
And they were so mean about it. Those people, those Sarah J. Maas fans sit at a different table from us.
We do not condone here.
Like, those people are freaking crazy.
Like,
they were so mean.
And I'm so scared that they're gonna end up like, I feel like whoever you cast for the parts
it's never gonna make everyone happy.
They're not gonna make everyone happy, and they're not gonna live up to the characters that we developed in our heads.
Exactly.
Like I have a picture of Reese. Okay, he's mine. He's no one else's. Yep. He's mine. I know how he looks. That's not gonna happen in the TV show.
And you know what's funny too is like obviously the character is described a certain way, but everybody is going to have a certain picture in their head that's just slightly different.
Yeah.
I have scoured the internet for fan art of this series. I have an entire Pinterest board dedicated to it with thousands of pins on it. And I've never found the exact thing that I picture in my head because it's never going to be that unless I have the capability to create it, which I do not. I'm not that skilled. But like I found somewhere I'm like, "Ooh, that's Reese," or like, "Oh, that's Cassian," but it's never exact.
And yeah, like, I know who they are.
Yeah.
But they're just slightly different in my head. Like,
yeah,
just a little, like, Reese's jawline is very like in my head. Yeah. I have his nose in my head for some reason. I don't know.
Well, and he's always gonna have the same color eyes. Like, yeah, he'll always have the same tattoos.
He'll
like it's just those similarities will be there, but yeah. Remember the days when Sarah J. Maas was releasing 2 books a year? Man, those were the days. I wish we knew how good we had it back then.
We didn't know a damn thing, y'all.
I don't think I took it for granted because I was so hyped all year round then, but I miss those days. A million years would feel like 10 years to be immortal.
That is a good point. You make a good, valid point.
Good. Yep. We're gonna have a few special guests for that, so I'm glad you didn't forget because obviously
very fun.
And Tammy and I, we have talked in detail about different theories and stuff we have, points we want to bring up for this live show. So I'm excited.
I'm so happy. I'm excited for the live show.
She's a hoot. Maybe that'll be a way for Elaine to break out of being a baby, like she wants her pee and get yeah.
It reminded me of something I saw today on Twitter. It was like, God, how did they go? It's like, oh, if you finally find someone that gives you good D, but your family doesn't like them, looks like you need a new family. It's like,
Yeah.
what?
That's funny. Yes, Eris and Azrael. Can you imagine? Like, I literally know. You don't have to tell me. I know it's not gonna happen. But like, can you imagine the sexual tension you could cut with a knife?
I can.
The Azrael ship we all want needs to be endgame.
Yes, it
Agreed.
does.
That's the one I'm rooting for.
Me too.
I hate to love romance. Oh my god, and Eris gives me
Can't look at
Maybe. I am super curious to get more from Eris.
Me too. I'm
Started to
excited for
get
more Eris.
yeah, like especially like in this book, we start to see he makes a couple comments where he's like, not all of us were lucky in our family, Reese. And I feel like he's got that like Reese syndrome where he's got to put on this face of being this evil, like terrible person, but he's just misunderstood. I think that there are layers to him. I'm so excited to see more from him. I don't think more would forgive as if that ship happened. I don't care. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I think there's going to be some sort of something with Moore and Eris. Not like they're together, but I think there's going to be some sort of explanation as to what went down. That's what I think. Because I don't think Eris is as bad as he is made out to be.
I agree.
Is he good? No. But is he morally gray? Yes. And we love to see it. Yes, Cammy. I just want that TV show to just plummet.
That TV show can be on the back burner. It's gonna take forever anyway.
But for the people that are excited, I want her to be involved because I want it to be the best show that it can be. I want her to be able to make the creative decisions. But like I just want the TV show. I wish TV didn't even exist.
I don't watch TV. So like meh. But look, all right. The ending of Crescent City 2, I need Crescent City 3. Every time I finish House of Sky and Breath, I'm like, why do I do this to myself?
Yeah.
By the time we get Crescent City 3, I would have probably read Crescent City 2 like 10 times.
Yeah. She can give us both. Just don't sleep. Yeah. Who needs to sleep?
I don't need sleep.
Let's build a time machine. Oh my god, someone posted a cast update and I freaked out. It was people joking about Heidi Klum was cast as the worm. I'm torn. I don't want it, but I want to watch it at the same time. Yeah. I saw that too. So mean. I'm gonna need someone to take one for the team and let me know if the show is good or bad.
I will let you know. I will watch
Not it. I, said the fly.
I will watch it. I just really hope it's good. Like, it's not going to be great for me, but I hope it's good.
He's a sucker for adaptations. Think they're fun, even if they're awful. My main reason is not if it's going to be bad. It's if I will be able to picture things the way they are in my head. Because if I reread The Hunger Games, I picture the movie Hunger Games in my head. And that's a pretty good adaptation, in my opinion. Like the HP books. I think they're good adaptations, but I can't picture anyone else but those actors and those scenes and those places put onto screen.
When I was rereading Twilight,
that's what I'm worried about.
I couldn't not picture Robert Pattinson, Kate Stewart. Was it Kate Stewart? I think that's her name.
No, Kate Stewart's an author. What's her? Kristen Stewart.
Thank you. I know there's a Stewart.
Yep. But yeah, I get what you mean. Like I can't picture anyone else then. So I don't want that to happen. I'm hoping for unknown actors. Yeah, same. I don't want anybody that we've seen in other things that we could be like, now I can only picture them as this.
No, I don't want that at all.
What if I'm like saying that, like, yeah, same, as if I give a shit. Like I'm never gonna watch it. I just
You will be
put an
watching
opinion
it,
on it.
and I'm
I
completely
hope
on
that
board with
for
Cammy.
you. I hope that for you.
I'm completely on board with Cammy. I want unknown characters, okay? Give me characters, actors.
Yeah.
Give me people I don't know who the flub they are, but I also don't want it to change my characters in my head, but it's probably, I don't know. I really want to watch it though.
The Bat Boys are very Middle Eastern looking to me, so I'm here for any actors like that. Oh, Cammy. Yep. My Cassian is Victor. He's like on TikTok and stuff. Is Cammy, give us an update because I haven't checked. Has he finished A Court of Mist and Fury? Because he has like a TikTok. He's a model. And he definitely gives some Cassian vibes. I see it. But then people were saying like, "Oh my God, Cassian, is that you?" And so he was like, "Who's Cassian?" And then he started reading the series. So
Oh,
I
I
want to
love
know
that.
because like he did like live TikTok live where he would read like a chapter of the book. Not out loud. I don't think he did it out loud, but like you would watch him read it or whatever. And I think he was on like chapter 5 of ACOWAR. So I want to know like where he is because that was a while ago. I feel like he's got to have met Cassian by now. Christina and Cammy definitely will watch, so they'll let you know if it's good. And they'll be harsh critics. I feel like they're not gonna let any crap slide. This makes sense though. That's why not watch it for me. That has never affected me. Yeah, I am happy for those of you that are excited about it, but it couldn't be me. My friends will have a watch party. We kind of skip season 1 and go straight to season 2.
I agree.
I know. Can you imagine? I'm like, I see tweets about this too, where people are like, imagine watching this show for the first time and not knowing anything and being like a Tamlin lover and being like, oh, I love him. He's so hot. And then have shit hit the fan. Everybody else is just like, good luck with that. I mean, I picture me and Rob as Bella and Eddie, and then just everyone else is who I pictured when I first read it.
Oh God. Thank you.
I'll ask questions.
Nice that sounds for Wendy's.
Yeah, ask him because he's got to have met Cassian by now. Because like Cassian comes in ACOWAR, I feel like in the first 150 pages, so he's got to have met him by now. So I'm curious. Okay, woo! Wow, that was a lot of comments. I am impressed. Back to it. Okay, so we get Rhys's and Feyre's reunion. She's returned to the Night Court. We get lots of moments between Cassian and Nesta and Lucian and Elaine. Lots of little tension moments. Azriel teaching Feyre how to fly.
I was waiting for this.
Those scenes are so good.
They're so good. They're also so funny.
Good. They're so good. I love it. I love that Sarah like decided to put that in because like I feel like some authors just like overlook that because like it's like a whole different it's not like you just can transform your body to having wings and then you're like, yeah, I know what to do. Like it's just like you have to learn it. So I like that she included that she needed lessons. We talked about Elaine being a seer. Lots of different like little battles and stuff. So Hybern attacking the Summer Court. And then of course the Night Court goes to aid them on that, which is like a big deal because they're wanted in the Summer Court because of stealing the book. Love as teaching Feyre. Christina, did you freeze or did I freeze? Are you guys seeing me? Can someone leave a comment if you see me? If not, I'm sure I'll be back shortly. Oh dear. Okay, Tyler says he sees me, so Christina must be frozen. I'm just gonna keep trucking along. You eat your salad. Okay. Sorry, I got really awkward there for a second. Okay, Christina's definitely frozen. Okay. Okay, so we oh, no, I need Christina for this. I'm sorry. The next point is the High Lord meeting. So I think she just hopped off, and I think she'll probably hop back on. I don't want to talk about the High Lord meeting without her because it's like one of the big moments in the book. Oh dear. This is also, I'll just talk about this part because I was on this before. This is also the part where Asriel attacks Eris. I'm just like, if there ever was a romance between them, that scene would live rent free in my head because Asriel literally just like wants to beat his face in. It's so funny. Let me just message Christina and ask her what's going on. It just feels so weird to not have like a co-host. Like where'd she go? Who am I talking to? I know you guys are all there in the comments, but like it just feels weird. I'm like panicking. I don't know what to do. Okay, she's trying to come back on. Oh goodness. My face is getting all hot now because I'm like, what do I do? Wasn't anticipating this. We're gonna give her a hot second. She'll be right back. I'm so sorry. I this is the what does he say about the gum? You know what I'm talking about, Tyler? Gum would be perfection. That's what he says. This is that, like just panicking. Oh man. Okay, it looks like her internet is just like cut out. Yeah, gum would be perfection. Oh no. I don't know. Should I send her a new link? Tyler coming to my rescue. We can talk about how thirsty we are for Reese. Yeah, I could go on. I could go on for a while. You're right. You're right. Reese. Okay, let's do that. Let's talk about who our favorite Bat Boy is. Oh my god. Okay, we'll still talk about it, Christina. Girl, I was panicking.
I was panicking. I thought my computer like just gave up on me.
I was like, I can just send you a new link, but then I'd have to like end the live show.
Yeah, no. I had to like restart a whole thing and it was chaotic. I'm sorry.
Just like the moment you got your salad, all hell broke loose.
No, not when I got my salad. When this man came back home, that's when baby, what?
She like sent him away during this live show too. She was like, "You need to be out of the apartment. I can't do this with you." And he came home with food, and now he's just wreaking havoc.
My life, y'all.
Well, while you were gone, and I was panicking because like, okay, we literally, I was like, I'll just keep going, and she'll come back like when her internet works. And then the next thing in my notes was the High Lord meeting. And I was like, I cannot talk about that without Christina.
No, you cannot.
So I don't know what to do. But Tyler said, let's talk about how thirsty we are for Reese. And I want to know, since we were on that topic, like literally the second that you joined back, who your favorite Bat Boy is. Mine is Reese, but it's like really hard to choose. Like, because I say it's Reese, but then my heart is like Cassian and Asriel. So it's like, it's hard. It's hard to pick.
Listen. One day it's Reese, the next day it's Asriel, and then I'm reading ACOFAS and it's Cassian.
Yep.
I
Cammy's
love
is Asriel.
But I love Reese.
I feel like he could. I feel like Asriel, if we get his point of view in one of the future books, I feel like he could take it from Reese. I just love him so much.
Reese is a hard guy to like follow up on, you know?
Yeah. But like ACOMAF is so like special to me, and he is obviously like the featured Bat Boy in that book. But like Cassian, my little golden retriever boy, he is. Az is so mysterious. I love it, and I love a tortured past. Like he just has the shadow singer abilities. I think is so cool. Cassian and Reese are tied. I refuse to pick.
How dare you?
The mute button. Kim likes Az. I like it. I know. It's hard to choose. All three are good. Okay, so one moment where I am like a simp for Asriel is in the High Lord meeting when so Tamlin comes and is an absolute asshole.
I hate
Tamlin. And they're like all talking about Feyre, and Asriel says, his voice cold as death, "Be careful how you speak about my high lady." I cannot. That line, especially when like, because there's like a TikTok audio where it's like a gravelly deep voice saying it. Gives me butterflies.
Love it. I love that scene.
I think Az's story is going to make me cry, so I have to scream throughout. Yeah, same. We'll have to do it on a stream, Cammy, so we can cry together. The shadow singing, yes. Yeah, I'm very intrigued. Okay, so then we have all of Tamlin just being an absolute shit. This is the part in this book where I like, if I saw him in person, if he was a real thing and I saw him, I would want to punch him straight in the dick. Like, he's such an asshole. He's so immature, and I just hate him. I just hate him. And I love when Reese takes away his ability to speak.
Oh my god.
He just immediately stops talking, like his mouth is moving, but nothing's coming out, and everybody's like, what the fuck? I love that scene so much. Az might take the cake. I feel it in my soul. Until then, yeah, I have a feeling that he could go to the top.
He can, because he's so close, and we barely get like his actual point of view.
I know. Yeah, we have to. If we can't be reading together in person on stream, it's the next best thing. Yeah, exactly. Oh shoot, I flipped my note the wrong way. Feyre outs herself about like all of her powers at this meeting too, because I think it's Baron who is like talking smack about Reese, and she just like loses her absolute shit. Which like, go off, sis, like do it. But I feel like she also, like, this is the part right where she's like shows all of her powers and stuff, and then she's like, actually, you gave this to me, it's mine now.
Yeah.
And I just feel like that's some queen shit right there.
Well, she is. She is a queen. She is everything in her power.
Tamlin literally waltzes in like Maleficent. The difference is I love Maleficent. Yes.
I do too.
Hyena laugh. I was like, little bitch, bow down to daddy. Yeah, that's also like the moment where all of the other High Lords realize like Reese is a different breed. Like, they're all High Lords, but Reese is better than all of you.
Reese will put all of you in the dirt so fast.
Was this a role he was playing similarly to how he played the role at the hybrid camp and got her, Elaine, and the other woman out? I don't think so, because, like, what purpose would that have served for him? Like,
Yeah.
I think that he was just being a petty little bitch because he had to sit there while Feyre was his equal as a high lady and sit there with Rhys, knowing, like, she's in love with Rhys and she's with Rhys now and not Tamlin, and that was his way of, like, getting revenge. And he was pissed because she just, like, annihilated his court, basically. So, yeah, I don't think it was an act. Hybern destroys the wall. The inner circle the inner circle goes to the human lands, and Elaine has to talk to Grayson, and he's super mean to her. I do feel bad for her.
That part you got me.
Yeah, because he's so much more powerful than them.
Yeah.
We have the first battle, like big battle, other than the one that was like an attack on Adriata. Feyre goes and finds the Suriel.
She's so good.
And he tells her, like, the good quote, only you can decide what breaks you. And then Ianthe comes in, stupid bitch, and kills the Suriel. So before he, like, dies, Feyre leads him away, or leads Ianthe and this other guard or whatever away, and basically feeds her to the Weaver, which is just, like, exactly what Ianthe deserved. Like, I hope that she just got torn to bloody ribbons. And
Ribbons.
then and then Feyre goes back to the Suriel and he freaking dies. And he's, like, literally so sweet. He's supposed to be this, like, evil, terrible, scary creature, and he's literally such a little softie. And he says, like, she's like, "I don't even know your name." And he's like, "Does it matter?" And she was like, "Yeah, it does." And he was like, "I just ask one thing of you, one request. Leave the world better than when you found it." And it's just like,
He's so sweet.
why is everybody so freaking terrified of the Suriel?
Right?
Like,
Mind
he's
you,
literally such a softie.
He's also supposed to be, like, seriously hard to catch, and Feyre catches him every time.
Yeah. Literally, he is just, like, the matchmaking gossip girl.
Yes!
Still one of my favorite lines was calling Emran an angry snowball. Yeah. When it comes down to it, Tamlin is a fucking misogynist. It's why he has a problem with Feyre leaving him and having equal power. Yep, and that's why he thinks that he can make all these decisions for her, and why he thinks he knows better, and yeah, he's just gross. I've got to head out now, but I'll watch the replay tomorrow. This has been fun. Good night. Good night. Thanks for joining us. Cried when the Suriel died. Me too.
Me too.
Yep, me too.
It got me. It got me.
I read this as Rip Shrek.
Me too!
I was like, that's sad, Tyler, but we're talking about ACOWAR.
I was like, what happened to Shrek?
Rip Suriel. Oh, I love him.
He was such a cute little
cutie. Yeah, I like the Suriel. That scene is tough. Okay, so now we're getting to the part where Nesta does the scrying, and the cauldron ends up seeing, like, where they are and comes and kidnaps Elaine. So we've got the big rescue mission with Feyre and Azriel going to save Elaine, and them almost not making it out in time. Feyre has to fly. They're going to save another human that's there that's being tortured. And Tamlin comes and, like, helps her a little bit. Which, like, without him, it probably could have been a lot worse. But, like, that's the bare minimum shit. Like, people are like, "Oh, see, he's so good." And I'm like,
no, he's not.
What? Yeah. He, like, helps fight off, like, the hounds that were running after him, like, while he's in his beast form, and then he, like, gives her a little bit of a breeze to help her fly better. And helps them escape, which is good. And they rescue Elaine. Oh, I almost skipped right past that. We have a coming out scene with Moore.
Yes, we do.
So this I feel like is a good discussion because I'm so curious to see what people think of this. A lot of people were really upset that Sarah J. Maas chose to do this because they said like there was never any like indication that Moore was queer in previous like in ACOMAF at all. And I just feel like I don't agree with that because like even in ACOMAF it talks about how much time she spends at Rita's. And I feel like it's hinted at that Moore is like meeting up with somebody that she doesn't want the inner circle to know about at Rita's.
Mm-hmm.
And she basically comes out to Feyre saying like she prefers women.
Woman.
And people are also upset that Moore basically was like stringing along Asriel for 500 years, which is like a somewhat valid critique, I would say.
Yeah.
Um, but I also feel like she does not have to come out to them. Like she doesn't owe it to anybody to come out.
No,
So
if
if
she
she's
doesn't
not
want
ready
to, she
to,
doesn't have to.
right? If she's not ready to, she doesn't have to. And so I just feel like it's hard for her to shut him down because I feel like she's also not ever given Asriel anything saying like, "Hey, I'm interested in this,"
Yeah, I don't
kind of
think
thing. Like, I don't know. I could be wrong in that, but like, Asriel is obviously pining for her, but she could have just been like, "Not interested. See you as a friend. Let's leave it at
yes.
that."
But at
Um,
the same time, she doesn't blatantly, like, I don't know how to put that into words. Like,
right,
she doesn't really turn him on purposely. She doesn't angst him on purpose.
right. It's not like she's like super flirty with
No,
him
she's
or like
not like,
teasing him or anything like that.
yeah, but she is aware of Asriel. Like, she's aware.
Yeah, and I think the scene where she ends up sleeping with Helion when Asriel attacks Eris because Eris calls Moore a slut or something
Mhm.
like that, which like Asriel, but she instead of just being like, "Hey, you did this, it made me uncomfortable," because she was like, "Oh, he clearly did that because he has feelings for her," so she goes and sleeps with somebody else so that Asriel can see it. That's
Mhm.
kind of not great, but I don't know. I just feel like she doesn't owe it to anybody, and I feel like people that critique her, like, stringing him along want her to come out and give that as a reason so he can get over her, but, like, she doesn't owe that to anybody.
Exactly.
So oh, man, I'm behind my comments. Okay. Was terrified the fair was going to get captured. I know, my heart was pounding in that scene too. Like, "Oh, they should just leave her there," and then I thought, "Well, Nesta will be unhappy." Leave Elaine! Cammy. Nesta's unhappy regardless. Well, Nesta would tear the world apart for Elaine.
She would. For Elaine, she would.
Yeah, the bare minimum. Elaine would said the world would end in Nesta's hand. Yeah, I cannot imagine. She would unleash.
She would go crazy.
When I read Moore's coming out scene, I hadn't come out yet, so it was nice to see it. I haven't read it in a few years, so it'll be interesting to see what I think now that I'm out. Yeah, I'll be interested to hear your opinion, Tyler, when you do reread it and like how it goes. So message me. I feel like we do get indication. Yeah, for example, she has her dalliance with Helion. She's not giddy and happy afterwards and doesn't revel in the flirtationship. Yeah, I agree. And I think like I mean, Moore is like one of the main characters, but like we don't get her point of view. We just see what Feyre sees,
Yeah.
and what Feyre sees is that Asriel is very clearly in love with Moore,
Mhm.
and she just sees like that relationship basically, and so she almost kind of puts it out there like maybe they just have feelings for each other or
Yeah.
something. Um, but I also feel like that's a bit heteronormative on,
Yes,
people reading that just have assumed like, oh, because Asriel loves more, then obviously she's supposed
that
to love
she's in love with.
him.
Yeah.
It
No.
just like don't even think that she could not have feelings for him because She doesn't prefer males.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Mor does things to not give him hope. Yeah. I think it's kind of a like a horse apiece, really. Like, she doesn't have to come out to like tell him she doesn't want to be with him, but also like she's trying not to hurt his feelings, I guess. I don't know. I think there's another way she could have done it, but I think that just adds to the character. That's just one of her, one of her character flaws. I think Lisa said that she has had many lovers and that they know he loves her, but she is not at that place. Yeah. I can't get past this. Isn't Nessa the embodiment of death? Yeah, they talk about that, I feel like, in this one.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Feyre sees the death and burn of silver flames in her eyes. Yeah. I also really liked all of the mentions of like the silver fire or the silver flames or how her eyes were glowing silver. Like,
I loved
knowing
everything.
that the book is about Nesta is called Silver Flames.
Silver flames.
I like underlined all of those parts. Okay. We get the like big battle scene basically. So Feyre gets the Ouroboros mirror, so the bone carver comes to help them, and Rhys made some deal with the Weaver, so she comes and helps them. And then Miriam and Draken, who we've not really talked about very much, but they come with their seraphim, with their like flying legion. And then Feyre and Nessa and Elaine's father comes with Vassa and an armada of ships, and he's got the 3 ships in the front of the armada are named the Nesta, the Elaine, and the Feyre, and he's riding on the Nesta. And he's coming, and that's what he's been doing this whole time, and he's been like gone.
I love that reveal, by the way. When I read it the first time, I cried.
Yeah.
I literally cried when I read it the first time. I was waiting for it. And this one, I was like, I can't wait, but
yeah.
So good.
We get the scene where the King of Highburn kills their father.
Yeah.
And snaps his neck. And then the king nearly kills Cassian, and he's like broken and bleeding and dying right in front of Nesta. And Nesta like tries to fight for him, but hasn't done any training, so can't really do all that much. She doesn't know how to use her power. And so she's like struggling. And so she just ends up like laying like over Cassian's body to like protect him. And Cassian,
please stop.
Cassian says, I have no regrets in my life but this, that we did not have time, that I did not have time with you, Nesta. I will find you again in the next world, the next life, and we will have that time. I promise. Oh my god! And like, he tells her she needs to leave, and she's like, I can't. I can't. Oh, I love them so much. I love the Nesta and Cassian crumbs we get. Like,
so good. It's so good.
So good. And then, like, right at that moment, Elaine comes and stabs the king through the neck or whatever, and then freaking Nesta, my queen, just cuts his whole head off.
Cuts it. She's like,
and like Elaine is like, "Don't you touch my sister!" And Nesta goes and finishes him off. And then this is like such an intense scene. Like, this lasts like 100 pages. Mm-hmm. So Feyre and Amren are trying to stop the cauldron, basically. And Amren gets unbound from her body. So she's like, it's not like overly clear what she is still.
I'm gonna say, like, I still don't know what exactly she is. They don't really say.
Yeah. But she's like very powerful, obviously. She like sweeps out like full legions of their army and stuff. But they break the cauldron, and because it is where like all life comes from, all life would cease to exist if it stayed broken. And so Feyre and Rhys have to try to repair it. Listen, I remember where I was when I was reading this scene of Feyre and Rhys repairing the cauldron, and Feyre pouring all this like magic and power into the cauldron, and Rhys saying, "I love you," and then it's talking, and she's talking about how she's repairing it, and he says one more time, "I love you," and I'm like, "Stop, stop! I know what that I love you means. You need to stop. You need to stop." And she fixes the cauldron and turns, and Rhys is dead. And I would just like to point out, in case you didn't notice, that that moment where it says, "and Rhys was dead," is on page 666, which is, I feel like, intentional. It's just kind of known as an evil number. I know I'm not religious, so I don't like believe in that shit, but like, Sarah, you knew what you were doing.
Guys, when I tell you the first time I read that, I sobbed a real cry.
Yeah, I had to put the book
Like,
down.
I sobbed. Like, guys, I mean, like, I wasn't crying. Like, I was hysterical. Okay, I couldn't catch my breath. I couldn't read. I couldn't see because my eyes were so watery. Like, I was like, no, not after everything. No, that's not
Yeah,
even how it's gonna happen. Absolutely not. Oh my god, I was in awe when that happened.
I was a mess because I love Reese so much, and they've been through so much, and this whole time, this whole book, they're talking about how Reese constantly sacrifices himself over and over and over and over again for the people he loves, and I could just see the scene where like Feyre is like screaming and crying, and she's like, "Help me!" Like I can just
Yeah.
picture that and like hear, oh
I can hear the cries. Like I can
yes,
hear the cry in her voice. Well, like just reading it, I hear her voice in my head just crying because I can't imagine how that must have felt.
yep, yep. Oh man. Okay, so then we get the resurrection of Reese, right? He gets a drop of everyone's powers again, but it's not um like it was with Feyre where she got their powers. It's just Reese. He's just Reese again. But obviously then she needed Tamlin because he was the High Lord of the Spring Court. And this is another moment where people are like, see, he's so good. Because he says, be happy, Feyre, and gives the drop. And I'm like, again, bare minimum. Like, I just don't like that, just is not a redemption arc to me.
It's
Like,
not
I don't get what
absolutely.
people are like, "Aw." Like, bare minimum. Freaking Baron did it too, and he's terrible.
Yeah.
All right. The fact that Feyre has associated flames with Nesta since book one. Yes.
Picked up on it on my reread and I was like, she is she.
I felt the Bone Carver and the Weaver were killed way too easily. I agree. I
Yeah.
agree. Because they're supposed to be like these death gods that have been like feared this whole time, and then it's just like boom, they're out. So yeah, I do agree. They were killed a little too easily for my liking.
I've been talking about it, yeah.
Oh, talking about the Nesta and Cassian scene, I think is what we're talking about. Nesta fighting Cassian. Oh my god.
Yes. Yeah, I know.
And just Cassian like saying like I have no regrets in my life but this. Oh my god. I had to.
Oh, that quote, man.
Oh, it's so good. Feed me. I love that it was Elaine that plunged in the dagger that
Me
distracted the
too.
king. Yeah. I like that she got to have some sort of role in that. Because like Feyre and Nesta obviously play a huge role in like the battle and the powers that they have and stuff. And again, we've talked about it before, but like how Elaine is just so passive. I like that she did have a role there.
Mhm.
Pure power. Yeah, that's what's described. feeling I had reading the scene was the same as watching the fight in Breaking Down Part 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's ironic if the king of Hybern hadn't changed Nesta and Elaine, they wouldn't have been there to kill him. I like that.
That's
I
nice.
like too that death promise that Nesta gave the king in ACOWAR, where she pointed at him and he had the sense to look unnerved. I love that she ended up being the one to freaking kill him. Yeah, reread that scene 3 times.
Yep.
Yeah, I literally had to put the book down because I couldn't read through my tears.
Me too.
I couldn't see the words on the page.
Me too. I couldn't see. My eyes were so.
I saw it coming too, and he was like, "I love you." I was like, "No, don't do this." Okay, so then we end it. The battle is over. The fight is won. Feyre ends up giving Miriam and Drake in the cauldron so they can hide it because obviously it can't be destroyed. Feyre meets Vassa, and Vassa is like, "Can you break this curse, this firebird curse that's on her?" So there'll be more on that in the future, one would assume, because it obviously doesn't get solved. And then the last 2 chapters of this are basically it's just Rhys talking about how much he loves the inner circle and how happy he is to have Feyre. And then the last chapter is Feyre talking with Rhys and then getting to like fly with him and stuff like that. So, and it ends with a gift, all of it. So good. So that is ACOWAR. Amazing, stunning, 5 stars. Loved all of the action and the intensity. But now, as a little treat, if you will, we get A Court of Frost and Starlight to kind of bridge the gap a bit between the original trilogy and now changing points of view and changing the characters that we're following. So we talked a little bit about this and how it's just a treat. It's just a little delight, just a little something to wet your whistle until the next big book can come out. This to me is the perfect like winter festive book. Like it is literally just Christmas in a cup to me. Like
it's just Christmas.
It's just seeing the characters healing after the war and like what they're up to and what's going on with them. Just kind of let you know what they're doing. Basically, I mean, not a ton goes down, so we don't have like a ton to speak on this. But you just see the inner circle, you get multiple points of view. One of my favorite scenes in the entire series is on page 98 of this book, and it's Cassian and Feyre decorating for winter solstice while getting drunk. And they're drunk, and so their decorations look like trash. And Asriel comes in, and he's like, "What in the hell is this?" And he starts fixing things, and they're like, Cassian and Feyre are both just drunk, like laughing, watching Asriel fix all these decorations. They're like, "Come drink with us, ass." And he's like stoic, so he's like straight faced, and he just like snatches the wine bottle and chugs it. And then Rhys walks in and he's like, "Oh, well, I know who's been drinking all my expensive wine." And Asriel's like, I can explain. Literally one of my favorite scenes ever. I'm just picturing Cassian and Feyre just drunk off their asses, like having the best time. We get a couple scenes where Rhys visits the spring court. Tamlin's just throwing a pity party for himself. I guess we'll mention that. I don't know. We can move on from that. I don't really care. Nesta is clearly dealing with her trauma in a kind of closed off, guarded way. She doesn't want anything to do with anyone. She doesn't want to talk to anybody. She's back to being kind of her like icy exterior. And then Feyre uses this abandoned studio and starts painting again, and she's gonna like start like this nonprofit basically painting studio.
I love that part.
Help people. And then we have the winter solstice celebration. So first of all, we have all of the gifts for the Inner Circle, which are hilarious, and it's just like so wholesome to read that.
It is.
That like found family aspect is.
I love the Inner Circle.
Oh, I love them. But just like all of their gifts, like Moore gets Cassian like lingerie, like silky sleep shorts or something.
So good.
Oh, let me catch up on comments. Amazing, 5 stars, all the politics. Honestly, I'd be down to spread. Yes. Oh my God. I'll get drunk with Cassian and Feyre and decorate with them.
Gladly.
Cammy, don't be a Scrooge. I need to read this because I can relate to those feelings so much. I hate that I didn't get this before reading ACOFAS the first time. Yeah. Oh, Tyler, that's right. You haven't read this. You need to read this. You need to read this. It's so good. And I feel like it's so good to read right before going into Silver Flames. Like, is it necessary? Not really. But is it? Yeah, it is.
You should just read it. Just read it.
You should read it. It's so good. And like seeing them open their Christmas gifts and then like
so great.
So at the very end, so you see Nesta, right? Because this is you're transitioning to her book, which is the next one. So you just kind of see she's like really going through it, and you see this moment with her and Cassian, where he gets her a Christmas gift, and she's like refusing to accept it, and she's kind of being very like icy towards him again, and says some mean things and storms off. And then Cassian ends up chucking that Christmas gift or that winter solstice gift into the river. And we don't find out what it is in this book. I will say, though, slight maybe baby teeny tiny spoiler, you do find out what that gift was. I remember reading this like so upset that I didn't know what the gift was.
Okay,
I was like, I need to know what it was.
I thought I was dumb. I thought I missed it. So I went
No,
back.
I was like,
I thought I missed it. I thought it was me. I thought I missed. I was like, wait, what did I just miss?
yeah.
And I was like, wait, it was I the one who was like, I didn't get it. And I was like, wait, it isn't told to you.
It's never mentioned in that book.
I didn't realize it just wasn't told to us until it was told to us.
Yeah.
I put it together because I was like, I remember finishing it and I was like, did I just miss exactly what it was? I went back, still didn't get it. I thought it was just stupid. I was like, okay, cool. And then when it's revealed, I was like, okay, it wasn't me. It wasn't me.
No. Yeah, you don't find out in this book, so it's fun. I mean, I still loved ACOFAS without it, but it'll be really nice to get the context. Yeah, you can still. I mean, like, you can still read, like, jump and skip this one, and you won't. It's not like you're missing dire information, but it's just nice to have a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not a fan of novellas either. The Assassin's Blade is the exception. They don't read like novellas. No, that's why I can't read Cassie Clare's Bind. I'm not a fan of one shots.
Not a fan.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, I get it because I don't read novellas a lot of the time too. But like, it's these guys. Come on, it's the Inner Circle at Christmas time. What more could you want?
It's a huge Christmas book for the Inner Circle and happiness.
I just love it. But yeah, so then I think is it the last? No, the last chapter is Feyre's point of view. I was gonna say because we get a Nesta POV
towards
the end where you can really tell like she's feeling really depressed, and so you kind of know that you're like going to start off A Court of Silver Flames in a very dark place.
Yeah.
So it kind of sets you up to know what to expect a little bit too. But yeah, it's basically just like a fun little winter festive story following the characters we know and love. So if you haven't read it yet, please read it. It's lovely. Unless you're Cammy and you didn't like it. Okay, good. Tyler, you got to get to it. All right, so that is everything that we have to discuss. Is there anything else you want to say? I feel like we've covered everything.
We've covered everything, I think.
Do it, Tyler. Do it. Oh,
do it.
You'll never regret a Sarah J. Maas reread. I'm just
never.
So yeah, that is everything for this live show. Christina and I talked a bit that we would like to do some reading sprints coming up sometime soon, just so that we can all read like the book all together. You certainly don't have to if you're not going to reread it or not going to read it at all or whatever the case may be. You can still join us. We won't talk spoilers at all for that, but we'll just be reading the book together. So um, we are we don't have that scheduled yet, so we'll probably schedule it and we'll let you know if you want to join us for that. And then we'll read A Court of Silver Flames next, which my God is going to be
So
amazing. I cannot
excited!
wait.
I'm
So
gonna
we'll read that
cry.
next.
I'm excited for it.
I'm so excited. It's gonna be amazing. And then we'll do that live show. We'll probably do that towards the end of November, so we'll give us like a month to read that one because it's a pretty chunky one. And yeah, that's all I got for you. Thank you so much for joining us. It was so much fun. I literally love these live shows. I could go on and
They're
on and
so
on
fun. These are
talking about
so
Sarah J.
fun.
Maas books. So thank you all so much for joining us. And don't forget to subscribe. I got Christina's channel down below. Subscribe to her and follow both our Instagrams so you don't miss out on any updates. And then also we have a Discord. Sometimes the link expires though. So if you want the link, just message me on Instagram. I will be happy to send you a fresh link so that we can kind of discuss as we read and stuff. But we'll keep you posted in our community tabs on YouTube and on Instagram about when the reading sprints will be. And we will see you all next time. So thank you again so much for joining us. Bye.